So he sends me pictures of right where Charlie was murdered. And he says, we need to put pavers in this place. We don't have a whole lot of answers. We're told by, people above us that we've got to put pavers in, today and tomorrow. It needs to be in by Monday.
Explosive new claims are shaking up the Charlie Kirk investigation again. A local landscaper says he got called in less than 24 hours after Charlie's body was found to clean up an area at Utah Valley University, and now people are asking serious questions about what really happened there. Dan Morrell, a contractor based in Provo, just a couple miles from UVU, said the events of September 10th completely stunned him like everyone else who saw the headlines online. Then out of nowhere, another contractor contacted him and claimed people above his pay grade urgently needed a crew at the scene connected to Charlie's death.
They had taken out about 10 inches of the dirt around the whole place, right? Right now you can see where the pavers are. Everything under that, probably 10 inches had been excavated.
Dan believed he was simply helping the community during a tragic situation. But when he and his workers arrived about 90 minutes later, things allegedly looked strange right away. He claims the ground had already been dug nearly 10 inches deep, and his crew was reportedly told to install pavers directly over the area. That detail alone has sparked major speculation online. At first, people close to the situation claimed the FBI dug up the area to search for possible bullet fragments connected to the case. But now, with new information spreading online, critics are questioning whether the actions taken afterward were really part of a proper investigation or something meant to quickly shut everything down. Some insiders even allege that Governor Cox and federal officials handled the scene in a way that raised serious concerns. According to those claims, Dan Morrell's landscaping crew may have unknowingly played a major role in the final cleanup process tied to the site. That accusation has pushed even more attention onto the timeline of events. Witnesses and online commentators also point to reports saying chairs and equipment were moved around within minutes after the incident. Multiple people were allegedly allowed to walk through the area, and some reportedly even picked up items from the scene as keepsakes. Reports also claimed tents, chairs, and tables connected to the incident were never properly secured, or their locations were later unclear. One detail getting huge attention online is the claim that a camera inside the tent, positioned behind where Charlie was sitting, was reportedly removed very quickly after the incident. Sources are also raising questions about the necklace Charlie wore that day, which some online theories have linked to the deadly incident. According to those reports, the necklace was allegedly never officially secured as evidence, and that detail has sparked intense debate across social media. What makes the situation even stranger to many people is that Frank Turek reportedly said police were actively searching for the necklace shortly after everything happened. Reports also claim Erika allegedly asked about the necklace almost immediately after Charlie's body was brought in, which only added more curiosity around the item. Frank Turek later shared that he supposedly discovered the necklace hanging over his bag unexpectedly. He then said he handed it to Mikey McCoy, who later passed it along to Erika. That chain of events has become a huge talking point online, especially among people closely following the case. Then, just days later, Erika was reportedly seen in a drive-through video holding up the same necklace. And here's another detail people keep bringing up. According to Andrew Colvett, Erika had originally gifted the necklace to Charlie after asking why he never wore a cross despite being Christian. Charlie reportedly told her he wasn't a jewelry guy, which led Erika to buy him what was said to be his very first cross necklace. As if the controversy around Charlie's death wasn't already surrounded by enough questions, new claims are now putting even more attention on the timeline after the incident. According to sources, the SUV used to transport Charlie to the hospital was allegedly cleaned out and sold just days later on Monday. That report alone has fueled massive speculation online about how evidence connected to the case may have been handled. With one unusual detail after another continuing to surface, many people are now debating whether Charlie's death was truly preventable and if serious failures happened behind the scenes that day. Some critics have questioned whether Tyler Robinson acted alone or whether security preparations completely broke down during the event. Charlie's head of security, Brian Harpole, reportedly stated in an interview that his team was not allowed to use drones during the gathering. But according to other reports, that claim has since been challenged. Frank Turek later appeared on Megyn Kelly's show and reportedly said Charlie's security team actually did have drones operating in the area. He even claimed Charlie was sent drone footage before arriving at the event, adding another shocking layer to the growing controversy. So, what really happened with the drones that were supposedly monitoring the area that day? Critics online are asking why nobody reportedly spotted Tyler Robinson sooner if aerial surveillance was active around the venue. Many people believe someone climbing onto a roof should have immediately triggered attention from security teams. Those questions only grew louder after reports surfaced involving Brian Harpole and the security planning for Charlie's next scheduled appearance. According to Turning Point USA event information, Charlie was expected to speak the very next day at Charis Bible College in Colorado. But sources claim Harpole allegedly never contacted the school beforehand to coordinate security details, venue setup, crowd management, or safety preparations tied to Charlie's arrival. That detail has caused major debate online because people are struggling to understand how such a high-profile event could reportedly move forward without advance coordination from the head of security. Critics say the lack of preparation raises even more concerns about how security operations were handled overall. At the same time, controversy has exploded around claims reportedly pushed by some Turning Point insiders about Charlie's injuries. According to online discussions, some people suggested Charlie's physical condition somehow reduced the damage from a powerful .30-06 rifle round. But firearm experts and former law enforcement figures have publicly pushed back on those claims hard. Several experts reportedly argue that if a .30-06 rifle had actually been fired directly at Charlie from that distance, the visible damage at the scene would likely have looked far more severe than what witnesses described at UVU. Those arguments have only intensified the endless speculation surrounding the case. Tyler Robinson's grandfather is now strongly pushing back against the claim that his grandson was responsible for pulling the trigger that day. According to reports, he believes Tyler was completely set up and says the family is prepared to fight that narrative no matter how far the situation goes. Those statements have added even more controversy to the case, especially because some online discussions point to claims that Tyler may have already been in police custody before an alleged confession message was posted to friends on Discord. That timeline has become a huge focus for people questioning the official version of events. Things became even more intense after reports involving former National Counterterrorism Center Director Joe Kent started circulating online. According to those claims, Kent allegedly received instructions not to investigate Charlie's case further. Reports also suggest he supposedly refused to be connected to any alleged cover-up and later resigned from his position, adding another shocking twist to the growing controversy. But while all these questions continue spreading online, Erika has reportedly maintained that she has closely followed the investigation from the beginning. According to her statements, she has been in regular contact with lawyers involved in the case and believes there is strong evidence pointing toward Tyler Robinson's responsibility. At the same time, some critics online have heavily focused on public comments involving merchandise sales, donations, and discussions surrounding Charlie's memorial event. Those remarks sparked backlash from people who felt the messaging came across as unusually promotional during such a serious situation. The controversy grew even bigger after reports surfaced claiming a replica of the tent connected to the incident was approved for display at AM Fest, where attendees could allegedly take photos around it. That decision quickly became one of the most debated topics among critics and supporters alike. When people combine those reports with the other unusual claims and unanswered questions surrounding Erika Kirk and the current direction of Turning Point USA, many online commentators say the situation feels increasingly suspicious. And now, the contractor reportedly brought in to help cover the scene is instead speaking publicly, bringing even more attention to the controversy. Now, with more witnesses reportedly speaking out and old footage being re-examined online, the pressure surrounding the case keeps growing. Social media investigators, former law enforcement voices, and independent commentators are all picking apart the timeline second by second, searching for answers they believe still have not been fully explained. One of the biggest questions people continue asking is why so many details from that day allegedly changed over time. From security procedures to missing evidence claims, critics argue the story surrounding Charlie's death has only become more confusing instead of clearer. Every new interview and leaked detail seems to spark another wave of speculation online. Others believe the controversy has now grown far beyond one single event. They argue the situation has turned into a battle over transparency, accountability, and who really controlled the narrative in the hours after everything happened. Meanwhile, supporters of the official investigation continue insisting that false rumors and internet theories are making the tragedy even harder for everyone involved. But despite the growing divide, one thing is certain. The public attention surrounding this case is nowhere near slowing down. And just when people thought the story couldn't get more intense, more attention started turning toward the timeline of communications happening behind the scenes that day. Online investigators have been digging through interviews, live stream clips, public statements, and deleted posts, trying to figure out who knew what and when. Some critics claim there were major gaps between the official updates released to the public and what witnesses allegedly described afterward. Others point to conflicting accounts involving security coordination, emergency response timing, and how quickly the area around the incident was altered. Those inconsistencies have kept internet speculation running non-stop. Another topic getting huge attention is the speed at which public narratives reportedly formed after the tragedy. Commentators online argue that certain conclusions were pushed extremely fast before many details had even been fully reviewed. Supporters of the investigation, however, continue saying authorities acted based on the information available at the time and warn against turning unverified claims into facts. Still, with every new interview and every resurfaced clip, more people are questioning whether the full story has actually been told. And for many following the case closely, the unanswered questions just keep piling up. Now, another detail is starting to get serious attention online, and it revolves around how quickly key conversations reportedly disappeared after the incident. Several commentators claim posts, clips, and statements connected to the case were edited, removed, or quietly changed not long after they first surfaced. That alone has fueled even more speculation from people already questioning the official timeline. Others have pointed to witnesses who allegedly changed parts of their stories in later interviews, creating confusion about what exactly happened during those critical moments. Online communities have been comparing screenshots, archived videos, and public comments side by side, trying to track every inconsistency they can find. At the same time, supporters of the official investigation argue that chaotic situations often lead to conflicting memories and incomplete early reports. They warn that internet theories can spread quickly without full verification and say not every inconsistency automatically proves wrongdoing. But despite those warnings, the controversy keeps growing because every new claim seems to open another door of questions. From security decisions to missing evidence allegations and conflicting witness accounts, many people following the case believe the full picture still hasn't completely come into focus. One comment that keeps spreading online comes from people who believe the paving over of the area was one of the biggest warning signs in the entire case. Critics have questioned why federal investigators were allegedly connected to work involving the site so quickly after the incident. Those claims have fueled non-stop arguments across social media and independent news platforms. Others strongly disagree and argue there is still not enough verified public evidence to support many of the theories being shared online. But regardless of where people stand, the controversy surrounding the case clearly continues to grow with every new allegation and witness statement. Now, we want to hear your perspective. What do you think about these latest claims and the questions surrounding the investigation? Drop your thoughts in the comments below, and don't forget to like and subscribe for more updates.